YouTube, Kurt Curtis. In today's video, I want to do a little deep dive into a certain parallel from a certain card. And the parallel we are going to be talking about is the Red Wave parallel for the Ringside cards from 2023 Panini Select WWE. I've gotten these cards in pickup videos in the past and mentioned like not to sleep on these and stuff like that. So I kind of want to talk about that and go over some sales, recent sales, to show you guys. And the reason I can pick these cards up for relatively cheap is because people are sleeping on them. They don't put enough respect on them at card shows, card shops, even on Whatnot. You can get these cards a lot of times for really cheap, like $1 or $2. And yeah, one of the reasons is because they're not numbered. But first, what is the Red Wave parallel? It is from the Team All Asia set from 2023 Select. In that set, 2023 Team All set was actually pretty cool, way better than the previous year. You got the Red Wave parallels that are exclusive to that set, the Blue Waves numbered out of 99, and the Gold Waves numbered out of 10, and the Gold Wave autos are numbered out of 5. Now with the Ringside parallel, they don't have Blue Waves, and we're not talking about Gold Waves here because obviously those are out of 10. We know those are valuable. So before I get started, this is specifically about the Ringside cards. The concourse and the premier level ones don't hold as much value. Yeah, the bigger names are might be $5-10, maybe a little more. It just depends. But the Ringsides are gonna surprise you guys, I think. And yeah, I'd like to go over that. So in wrestling cards, over regular sports cards, there's a lot more collectors, and a lot of these collectors go for the rainbow. And if you are going for the rainbow, you are gonna need these Team All exclusives, and some of them can be hard to hit. Ringsides are relatively hard to hit, just the base card as it is. So when you throw a parallel on it, even though it is not numbered, these can be difficult to get or find. And like I said, a lot of rainbow collectors are just people that super collect a certain wrestler. They're going to want these cards, and they're not going to pop up on eBay that much. And sometimes when they do, they're a little bit pricey. Also, the Team All product doesn't come out the same time as Hobby does. So when Hobby comes out, the hype is there. Everyone's ripping and stuff. By the time Team All comes out, the hype has died down. Not as many people, I feel, are ripping these boxes. I don't feel that these cards are just out in the wild because of that, because not as much has been ripped. So it kind of is what it is. Could be wrong there, but it's just an observation I had. So we're going to go over some sales on eBay over the last 90 days. Before I get into this, there's a couple things to consider. First off, in the most recent eBay update that they're trying to do for sellers is in the future, they're going to try to eliminate items showing up in the solds that were not paid for and stuff like that. With eBay, a lot of times when they say they're going to do something, it sometimes takes years. Sometimes they do it right away, so we don't know. But in the future, we shouldn't have this problem. We just don't know how close that's going to be. But if an item shows up in the sold and it is on auction and the buyer does not pay, that item will still show up in eBay solds. Also, if a best offer is accepted, you have to go to an external website to see what the actual offer was. Also, if you are a seller on eBay and you initiate the offer, when eBay allows you to send offers to watchers, say I have a card listed for $20, I send out a 25% off offer, and I send out a $15 offer, and someone accepts that offer and pays for the card will show up as a $20 sale in eBay solds. So with all that being said, you never really know 100% if a sale is legit or not, or it's hard to tell. With that being said, I did not include any sold items on this list that were auctions or that were best offer accepted. So all these sales were just as is sales. Doesn't mean they're 100% legit, but it eliminates some of the funkiness we could have with some sales, whether or not they are actually true or not. But with that being said, let's hop right into it. First up, we have Uncle Howdy, sold for $19.25 with free shipping. Uncle Howdy's not a huge name. It's a cool card, cool character that was just there very briefly. But yeah, almost $20 for the card, non-numbered. I have to repeat this, that the fact that these are not numbered and they're not like case hits or anything like that, I think is the reason why people are sleeping on these and they're just not putting any value to them. But to collectors, for certain wrestlers, there's a lot of value to these. They need them for the rainbow. Next up, this one is a little bit iffy. We're going to talk about this one. Rhea Ripley sold for $149.99. There's comps all over the place for this one. I almost didn't want to include it, but obviously this card has a couple things going for it. It has the iconic image. Everyone or a lot of people think this is the coolest image in the set, so it's got that going for it. Plus, it's got Rhea Ripley, and it's, you know, the Ringside Red Wave parallel. Sold comps, there was one for 200 best offer accepted. There was one for like 150 best offer accepted. There was this one for 150. There was one for like $50 best offer accepted, and one for like 30 bucks. So even if we don't consider this one, let's take the lowest and say 30 bucks. That's still not bad at all. But you know, this very well could have been a legitimate sale. If you want this card right now, you're paying over 100 bucks for it on eBay. There's none available for less than that. Next up, Stephanie McMahon, $42.99 plus $5.95 shipping. Obviously, Stephanie McMahon cards are, you know, pretty sought after and stuff like that, so I'm not really that surprised here, but I think some people may be. Next up, we got Liv Morgan, $38 plus $5.25 shipping. Liv is a pretty big name too. It's more for her looks than her wrestling ability, in my opinion, but you can't deny the fact that her cards are well sought after. Next, Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, sold for $35 plus $5.45 in shipping. Pat McAfee, I know he doesn't have that many cards, so, you know, that's kind of why I think people are going after this. There's not that many out there, and I believe he only had a Ringside card in Select, so people that are collecting him are trying to collect this, the parallels for the Ringsides, and there's not that many of them. Sold for $24 plus $3.25 shipping. Something like that I could easily see in like a dollar bin at a card show or something. You know, people just, I don't know, they don't care, or it's not like Hulk Hogan name or something like that, so people sleep on it. Next up, Alexa Bliss, $20 plus $5 shipping. Not surprising there. I'm surprised actually that this one hadn't gone for more, but these are just sales within the last 90 days on eBay. This set has been out for way more than 90 days at this point, so these are just recent sales. Hulk Hogan, $20 plus $1.12 shipping. Not surprised there either. Hulk Hogan is one of the most iconic names in wrestling. I'm actually surprised that wouldn't go for more as well. Next up, we got Ronda Rousey, sold for $15 plus $1.87 in shipping. Her cards, I know she's not that popular with WWE people. Like, a lot of people don't like her, but she goes beyond WWE with UFC and all that, so there are a lot of collectors out there for her. And you might say, okay, well, you're talking about all the big names here. What about some of the smaller names? Chad Gable, $14.99 plus $1.25 shipping. You know, with shipping and tax and stuff, that buyer's almost paying 20 bucks for this Chad Gable card, which I feel like a lot of people wouldn't expect. Next up, AJ Styles, $9.99 plus $5.35 shipping. AJ Styles should be a big name in, I don't know, he just doesn't get respect in wrestling card hobby. I think a lot of it has to do with he's just been signing in every set like forever. Like, his cards really just aren't that expensive, which is kind of puzzling, but yeah. Next up, Shotzi, $12 plus $1.11 shipping. And then next up, we're going to go with even like a lower name. Like, sometimes Joe Gacy, people can't even sell him for $1 in a break. But here we have his Red Wave Ringside selling for $9.99 plus 99-cent shipping. So even some of the smaller names, guys, there's collectors for everything. There's wrestler collectors. They collect only cards from specific wrestlers, set collectors. There's people going for rainbows. There's all kinds of stuff. So you wouldn't expect that, you know, a Joe Gacy card would sell for more than 10 bucks. That isn't even an auto and isn't even numbered and isn't even a case hit. But here we are. So yeah, I just wanted to point this out because I have mentioned before not to sleep on these kind of cards. A lot of times you can pick up some of these for super cheap, you know, at card shows and card shops and stuff like that. A lot of the people selling wrestling, it's not their main focus at the table, so they may not be as knowledgeable about it, or they just don't care. They just, you know, they got some and they just want to get rid of it. So a lot of times you can pick these up for a steal, and as you can see, some of them can go for a decent amount of money. And once again, I'm talking specifically about the Ringside parallels, not the Concourse and Premier. The Ringsides are a lot more rare. Basically, everything I said in this video can also apply to the Flash, the Orange Flash parallel in the Blasters. It's the same thing. It's the Blaster exclusive. The Ringside Orange Flash Blaster exclusive parallels is the same kind of deal as this. It's like a lot of people sleep on it. So you can basically take everything I applied in this video for the red wave parallel, and also apply it to the orange flash ringside parallel in the blasters, because it's pretty similar. A lot of people sleep on those as well. Guys, next week I'm going to have my wrestling card pickups video for February, and I have a lot of stuff to show you. And I'll also be going to a card show again, my monthly card show. So I'll have, hopefully if I find some stuff, I'll have that video coming out soon. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up on the channel pretty soon. I'm picking up a bunch of cards from my dad. That's going to be a whole nother video. We got the break results video coming out. The next 2 weeks, guys, I'm going to have some pretty cool videos coming out. You don't want to miss it. Link to my eBay store is in the video description. Link to my Instagram is also down there. Also my Whatnot page, and a link to the music I made a long time ago if you want to check that out. Thank you guys for watching. As always, until next time.
I've been gone way too long. Whoa, wanting double overtime. Whoa, my sadness makes me smile. Whoa, please fix that tonight.